Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, The Mechanic 2.0. My name is Nick, and today's the day. Today's the day I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Today is the comprehensive cooling system overhaul here on my 2009 Honda CRV. I have it on the lift, got the front tires off of it because we'll be pulling the nose off of here to get the radiator out. I have a leaky radiator, I have a leaky thermostat housing, I have a leaky coolant heater hose pipe that's rotting and leaking. Everything's original. What else? We're gonna be changing a bunch of parts in here. I have a lot of while you're in there parts. I'll be doing a water pump and some other stuff. I'm gonna show you all those parts that I'm gonna replace, where I got them from. I'll show you the part numbers. And I'm gonna try and get it all done in this. I am gonna get it all done in one video. It's gonna be probably kind of a long video. I hope you stick around to the end. I hope you watch the whole thing. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learn something. This can be done at home, in a home garage, in your driveway. If you don't have a lift, obviously, jack it up with a floor jack stands. Do everything I'm doing here, you could do at home. So follow along with me, and let's get started. Here we have the assortment of parts that came from Honda. Okay, this is the coolant heater pipe, which runs under the intake manifold. I'll show you that. Okay, this is rotting on that end. Okay, this is the part number for that pipe right there. Okay, does not come with the O-ring. You have to order it separately, which goes right there, which is this guy right here. There is the part number for that. Okay, moving to the back, we have a heater hose, rubber heater hose, which you'll need. This guy right here. There is the part number for that. Okay, I'll show you where that goes. This guy will go. This is here is the inner thermostat housing, which this part bolts to the housing, which I'm going to show you now, and then the back bolts to the back of on the bracket, where the other side is where the water pump bolts to. This is behind the water pump. In between the water pump and this guy right here is the aluminum crossover, which you'll see. Okay, there is the part number for that. Does not come with the gasket. You have to get the gasket separately. There is the part number for that. Okay, interrupted again. Sorry about that. Here we go. What was I saying? Here's the gasket for the housing, which is separate. It does not come with it. That's the part number for that. Okay. This hose will attach to the nipple there, the smaller nipple right there. Okay. Down to the actual thermostat housing, which is this guy right here. Okay. Does come with the gasket. It does come with it. You do not have to order it separately. Obviously comes with the thermostat built in. That's how you want it. I recommend always getting it from Honda if you're just doing a thermostat alone. Okay. You don't trust anyone else, any other maker, manufacturer, or any aftermarket part. I'm not saying they're all bad, but use your own judgment. There is the part number for that. Okay. Ordered the lower radiator hose, which is this guy right here. Okay. There's the part number for the lower radiator hose. And I also ordered forgot to tell you, I ordered the squeeze clamps, factory clamps for that hose right there. It's a 2-pack. I mean, 2 clamps come in 1 pack. That's the part number for that. Lower radiator hose, part number for that. I'll be replacing that. I ordered the Honda clamps. I'm not sure if 2 different part numbers for one end to the other end. So I believe, I'm not sure, maybe the guy made a mistake, or maybe these are the correct clamps. Anyway, I'll find out as I do the job. There's a part number for that. Can we see that one? Let's see. Okay, and this clamp is also different. I think it's a bit smaller, and there's a part number for that. Also replacing the bolts. 3-pack sleeve right here. You can see the little bolt. I didn't take it out of the, these little guys are for right here, 1, 2, and 3, which is this is the part number for that. I'm sorry, no, it's right here. This is the part number for the thermostat housing for that guy. Okay, this is a 3-pack of bolts. They're longer. They're for this guy. For where is it? For here, as you can see, they're it's deep. This goes to the car. Obviously, that end goes to that guy right there. It's a 3-pack of bolts. As you can see through the bag, I didn't open them up yet. They're longer, and they are for that guy right there. Okay, moving over here, I'm going to be replacing the water pump. I didn't get it from Honda. I got it from Aisin, which is an OES. They're an OEM supplier, original equipment supplier. I recommend using Aisin parts for Japanese vehicles. They are simply fantastic. They're exactly the same as OEM quality. And so I'm changing the water pump, comes with the gasket. And I'm also doing, let me just put it out there, I have the service records of this vehicle. The water pump was never replaced. The car has 128,000 miles. The belt tensioner was never replaced. It looks original in the car. I'm replacing the belt tensioner. I'm using an INA or INA. They are an OEM supplier as well. And I'm going to replace the belt. I don't know when that was done. It looks really old. This is a Bando belt, Bando is also an OEM supplier. There is the part number for that. And I'm going to be replacing the alternator. Some of you are saying, why are you changing such a good alternator? I don't want to go back in here and do it again. The alternator has never been replaced. It is the original, and I'm replacing it with a Bosch. I have no issues with rebuilt Bosch alternators. There's the part number for the alternator. I am doing an alternator. While I'm in there, in the front is the transmission filter. This is from ATP. Nothing special, nothing fancy. It's going to do the job. The filter is, it's really small. I'll show you when in the car when I'm replacing it. And what did I else say? Lastly, well, not lastly, I'm going to be replacing the upper engine mount. I have a little vibration in the car. I think it's cracked around here, or if it's not cracked, it's deflated. So I got this from Honda. This will be replacing this mount to stop the shake. The other mounts look good. That is the part number for this upper right side engine mount. And going to be replacing the radiator right here. I got it from Koyo Rad, from my Japanese supplier. In this shop, if we're doing Japanese, Korean, or something Asian, we use either Koyo Rad or Nippon Denso. And I know both are now made in China, but they are made really, really well. This is half the price than an OEM radiator. The OEM radiator was north of 435 bucks, my cost. So we've had a very, very, very limited comebacks with Koyo Rads. A lot of success with this. So I'll be putting the Koyo Rad in the car. And all these parts I've accumulated over time. It's not cheap. None of this is sponsored. All of this is out of pocket. And it will be going into here. And as you can see, the wheels are off, car's on the lift. And let's get started. Okay, folks, I've got the camera set up on the left front side. This is easier to do with the wheels off. That's why I took the wheels off. You got a Phillips head bolt here, and a plastic push-in clip right there, which has to come out. I already did the other side. We're just gonna take this side out real quick. All right. Look at that, broken. Lucky me. Put that down. We got a push-in clip here. There we go, okay. All right, now that's free here. This is the tool I'm using. Okay, this is made by Lyle. Probably get this at Amazon. I got this from my Mac guy. These are great for the Honda push-in clips. Wonderful tool. Okay. Got the car up in the air. You could do this on the ground, like I said, with jack stands. Here's the bumper cover. As you can see, it goes down. You don't have to worry about this because this is broken. Lovely. Here's the cover. I guess you're gonna have to remove that push-in, that one, and that one, and this 10mm bolt. It's probably frozen in there, so I'm gonna try and remove that. I'm gonna get the push pins out, then we're gonna bring the car down and remove the push pins that are on the top. So let me go ahead and do that real quick and bring the car down. Remember that 10 millimeter? Oh, it snapped off. I even was, you know, you're able to get some penetrating all back there, but I knew it would snap off now. I'll probably either, I'm not gonna put a nut and bolt back in here. I'll probably put a plastic pushing pin here to hold the two halves, to hold the wheel skirt to the thing, to the bumper cover here. Or if I could find another speed nut and bolt, I'll put it back in there. But beware of that, and don't get your hand up in there when you're trying to spin that up. It's frozen. You'll cut yourself up. Up on top under the hood, you have a push-in pin here. That's already missing. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Remove those, and then we could start prying the bumper cover off the bracket, holding it in. And it's got a bracket here, which is locked into. Just pry it off, and I'll show you that in a sec. Let me get these off, and we'll Sometimes that tool won't work when it's recessed like this, so get yourself one of these, or a flathead screwdriver. I'm just gonna take the finishing panel off. Just get it out of the way. Okay, you can just get under there. Try and do this with you guys here, with one hand. Okay, we got one up there. Out of there. Okay, you're not coming out. Okay. You're stuck too. Sorry. Oops. Okay, we'll find you. We'll find you. Let's get this cover off. That's what she looks like under the finishing panel. There's the radiator. And there's the condenser. It's a lot easier to remove this cover to get this out here. You can't get it, there's no need to struggle. Get this bumper cover off. That's the procedure. All right, let's get that bumper cover off. Don't drop it. And that's all there is to it. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, some would argue that you don't have to pull the bumper cover off to pull the radiator out, but we do here. I always do. It makes it a lot easier. It doesn't take too long to take the bumper cover off, and you risk less of scratching it up, what have you. Got to get some clips off. This is the brackets that hold the radiator in, brackets that hold the condenser in. Don't think it has to come off. If it has to come off, we'll have to decharge it, pull this thing out. I think we could lean it back a little bit. Upper hose has to come off. We're gonna take the overflow bottle hose off. Other side, condenser bracket. Other side, radiator hold down bracket. Got to unclip the fan motors. Pick this thing up. I'm gonna drain the antifreeze, and then the removal will proceed. Oops, almost forgot to tell you. Get the bottom splash shield off, which goes under the car. It's all push pins. It starts here, goes underneath, it wraps around. Sorry about the lighting there. And then it ends up, you know, on the other side, same thing, 2 push pins. Get that out of your way to make access to the bottom. Got the cover off, started draining the antifreeze. I'm saving this antifreeze because I recently did a coolant flush. So I got a clean bucket. I'm gonna catch the old stuff. I got some new stuff over there, right there, just in case I don't have enough. On the bottom of the radiator, these Hondas here, these American-made Hondas, not the ones made in Japan. They have this quick release like a BMW or a Mercedes right here. We have to reuse this. They don't give you this, okay? I do want to order this. There's nothing wrong with it. This thing was like, I think it was like 40 bucks for this thing. I said, nah, I'll just reuse it. I'll look at the O-ring on the inside. If it's bad, I'll replace it. Probably gonna replace it. And yeah, so that big clamp probably goes right there. So I got the clamps, I showed you that. I got the hose. Gonna be reusing the quick connect because the American-made Radiator, American-made models, use, and look at the light there, quick connect, lower entry point, okay? So let's get this drained and start removing clips and hoses and stuff like that underneath. Okay, I figured while the radiator's still peeing, we'll get some of this top stuff off. Overflow hose. Connector here. Come on. That's it. It didn't break. All right. It's a good sign. Get this off. That's a no-go. Okay. Good. Rid of you. This also doubles as a headlight retainer. Goes under the headlight right here. So. Not bad. Let's see if we can sink that clamp off. Get a little WD. Make things easier. Okay, channel lock splendid. There we go. Okay. Back to the needle nose. Slide it back. All right. Oh, look, it locked. Good. Let's see. Everything's a screwdriver and a hammer, right? Okay. All right. Get some more leeway here now. Okay. Probably remove this, the hood latch, get it out of the way. Very good idea. Let's do that. Your bolts. I don't want to mix these up. I'll put these someplace else on my box. Okay, let's get that clip off. We got a clip. See if we could. Good, it didn't break. Look at that. Okay. Oh, I forgot. It has one of those hood open sensors. So let's grab the needle nose. Squeeze the clip. We don't break it. Unplug the connector. Okay, great. And leave that one alone. And we have more room. While we're here, we could get the wire for the fan. 2 fans, 2 connectors, one there, and there's one right there. Hope you all can see. There we go, that's off. And we have a clip on the fan shroud. Let's get the wire clip tool. Good little pry. Don't break. If it breaks, that's okay. I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm not gonna worry about it. And it broke. So what? Good. All right. Up in the air we go. In the air. Okay, here is that, it's the transmission filter I showed you on the bench there. Look, it's rotting. This is original. I did change the transmission fluid already. Now we're gonna change that while we're here. So we're gonna get the European style connector off of there. This is probably not gonna be easy or graceful. I might be taking a shower in coolant. I hope not. Oh, we got the cooling sensor. We got one of the cooling sensors here. We have to transfer that over to the new radiator. I didn't buy a new one because I forgot. It's working. It's not rotted, so I'm going to reuse it. I have no choice. But we got the sensor, we have this, and we have the transmission cooler hoses to remove here. And here, the radiator fans are only bolted on the top. They're not bolted down here. They sit into the radiator. The radiator has a little shelf brackets here with holes in them. The fans have nipples which sit and slide the guide inside, and each fan has 2 bolts on top. Probably gonna take the 2 bolts out, slide the fans out, make it easier to pull the radiator out. But let's see if I can get this guy off of here. Minimum carnage. God, this thing is. Probably should have done this before removing the upper clamp. That's what I should have done. That's what I should have done. It's moving a bit. No, it's not. What am I kidding? Let me get this clamp over here. The clip. Just get it out of here. Set it down. Oh man. Yeah, it does move. I know the radiator's moving, but the joint is moving. Oh, there we go. Bastardo. Gotcha. Oh. Whew. Okay, didn't want to get all wet with that shit. Oops, sorry. Excuse my language. All right. Get yourself a angle head needle nose and just squeeze it up. Use a little surface rust, but not rotted. We're going to reuse those. Okay. Okay, crack them loose a little bit. All right. I don't want transmission fluid in the clean coolant. Slide the bucket out of the way. Let me go get another pan. New pan. Let's take this one off first. Here she goes. Don't worry, you're not going to damage the hose with the pliers. Once you crack it loose like that, it will slide back. Let's get it. I do have extra Honda trans fluid. Might be a quart low after this. All right. Let's get this hose tucked up out of the way. Stops leaking like that. Okay, and move the bucket. There we go. You see that? I hope you can see. I can't see what you're seeing yet. I think I have these in the correct angle. Okay. Let that drain out a little bit. Ah, she's a gusher. Okay. That's it. That's just same deal. Let's just hold it up, tuck it up behind something so it doesn't move. And then I'll get you back in here, show you the leaky thermostat housing and stuff. I almost forgot to show you why I'm doing this. Let me get the light. Not too. I don't want to wash it out completely. Yeah, you can see the crimp. See that crimp right there? It's got the right there, the aluminum crimp where it crimps the core to the lower tank. It's leaking for a long time out of there, right there. And not to mention, the fittings for the transmission cooler lines are rotting away. So that's why we're changing that. And also, get on this side. And as you can see, there is the thermostat housing. Here is the outer, look at me, that's the outer housing, rotted bolts. That's the back house, the rear housing. And then you could see, let me see if you can see it. I can see it, but here. Let's go in there. There. See all that crust? Get my finger in there. All that crust right there. That's dried antifreeze. That's been leaking a long time. Let me go back out a little bit. There's the hose that we're going to change. I showed you earlier. Got the clamps, new clamps for that. Above that hose, which is behind this radiator hose, the lower radiator hose right here we're going to replace, is the other nipple. There it is. Is that it? There it is. There it is. Now you can see the blue, dried blue here. Watch this. There it is, right there. You see that? That's the pipe that's rotted. The pipe I showed you earlier. That's the pipe there. Goes right into the rear housing, and it's been leaking slowly for a very, very long time. There's all the dried blue Honda antifreeze. And this is that's the hose. I'm dumb, sorry, don't mind me. That's the hose that we got with the clamps. This is the lower radiator hose. Okay, that's the heater hose. That's the lower radiator hose. We got this too. We got the clamps, and we got the pipe, and we got the O-ring that go for it. So we're gonna change all that, and looks like I have to remove the intake manifold because it goes up, and it hugs underneath, and then it goes around, and it goes back, and it ends up in the back of the engine where the heater, then a heater hose attaches from the end of that pipe to the heater core nipple. So that's where we are. We are back on the ground. These look really bad. I'm gonna shoot this with some penetrating oil. Today's flavor is PB Blaster. And it's gonna do absolutely nothing. I mean, really, just makes me feel good. Right, guys? It makes us feel good. So, you know, soak it, and we never give it enough time to do its job, because I'm going to spray it and start attacking it. And if they break, they break, because the new radiator has the new nuts on it. We'll just have to get new bolts, which I have here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Right. Let's get a ratchet in the socket instead of using a reversible ratchet, or a gear wrench. And like I said, if it snaps, it snaps. If he does, he dies. Oh, snap one. What about two? Is it going? Snap. Don't worry, don't worry. Like I said, it comes with new ones. All you have to do is go get yourself the same size. Oh, look at that. Came off. That's wonderful. Now I can show you how long they are. Look at the crud on this thing. Let me just, these 3/4, hold on a second. Let me show you. Right there. I don't know, let me go behind you. Let me make sure you can see. There it is. All right, here. Let's get it, what is that? About 3/4. Okay. 10mm head, 6mm by 1.0 pitch is the thread size you would need. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be grade 8 or anything like that, or grade 5. Go to your hardware store, it's probably got grade 5. That's all you need to hold these in. Look at the last one. And that one comes off too. I'm putting all new bolts because these are, I mean, you got an old Honda like this, I mean, these things are just trash. Do yourself a favor, just get new bolts. Okay, that one's stuck. Let's get a leveraging device. That's it. Sneak these fans out of here. Okay, we'll just lift them off. Lift them off, and then we'll get the radiator out of here, then the fans. Finagling, right? Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. Everything is in the way. Okay. Okay, and you're back again? No. Stay there. Look at you. Where are you going? Oh, the humanity. Can you imagine doing this with the nose on? I couldn't. I could not imagine that. Upper hose. Real time, no edits. Can I sneak this out of here? No, I cannot. Can we go behind the nipple there? Lift this one up. Condenser. There we go. Okay. Sneak the condenser past the headlight right here. Get a little bit more room. The idea is to keep these fans back towards the engine so you could clear the nipple. Well, once I get these out, how are we gonna put it back in? Should I just lift the fans bolted in? It's been a while, I don't remember. No, this one is too long. Right, that one's behind everything, so let's hold them in. It's this one. It's this one is the problem. Passenger fan. Don't get angry. Do not get angry. It's definitely a bastardo. This one's giving me such a hard time. The little fan of all things. It won't sneak out of here, huh? Yep, right side driver's side fan is not in the way. It's tucked down. Back, it's hanging down a little bit. But this one is... Okay, it's gonna come out with us. Don't worry about that. Oop. Okay, watch the wire. Oh, there's a wire here. Okay. Remember that cooling sensor down there? It's got its wires attached to the bracket. Let's get the clip tool. And don't break. Don't break. Did it break? It broke. It's okay, we're gonna zip tie it down there. So we get that. There. Oops, no, don't fall. Get that. Let's not do that again. Let's just get this thing out of here. Put on the and take it out. Okay, your rubbers are still attached to the radiator. We have to reuse those. Okay, no carnage, no carnage. Let's get the other fan out. All right, get that out of the way, and there you have it. Done. Okay. Do I have to remove? Yes, I think I have to remove the intake manifold to get that pipe out. Oh yeah. You can't even see it. It's behind this guy. That's got to come out. Let's take the intake manifold off before we do anything else. We're going to take this off. We're going to leave the second half on. Just removing this, I believe I can get to the pipe with the radiator out of the way. Makes things a lot easier. I'm probably going to go on a time lapse because this is going to be really long. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think just 5 bolts. 2 nuts, the rest bolts. 12 millimeter holding this in. There is one on the bottom here, which is a brace for it. All the electrical connections have to come off. Your map sensor snorkel is coming off. The mass airflow sensor wire coming out of the way. Let's see. This is a drive-by wire, so there's no throttle cable. So maybe I'll take the throttle body out of the way. Maybe I'll leave it attached. In any event, I'm going to put on a time lapse because this is going to be very involved here. Let me just let me grab you. Let me show you what's going on here, so we can so I can show you what's happening, so you don't miss anything. All right, people, here we are. So yeah, it is 3 bolts and 2 nuts. Where is it? Okay, can you see that? There's one bolt, and that's the nut and stud, bolt, nut and stud, and bolt right there. So you have your various electrical connections going to your maps, your barrel sensor or your map sensor. This harness connector has got to come off. There is there it is. There's the bolt down there, the bracket, which support bracket for the intake manifold. That's going to have to come off. The reason why I want to remove the throttle body is because of the throttle body heater hoses right there, which heat up the throttle body, as you can see right there. I don't want to remove those. I don't want to create a mess. I usually remove them. The gaskets don't usually break. The gasket breaks, I'll run out and get one, but I don't think it's going to break. I'll be able to reuse it and move the throttle body out of the way. Just remove the intake manifold and make access to the pipe. There you can see the lower hose. There you can see the thermostat housing. And then when this is out of the way, we can get to that pipe and start doing the thermostat housing, inner and outer, everything, the hose and all of that. Okay, just wanted to show you that. It's not too much to remove. So we're gonna go in a time lapse. Snuck out the intake through here. Didn't break the clip, and there's a light. Oh, there's a throttle body, and gasket did not break, which is a wonderful thing. I knew it wouldn't. And here's the intake gasket, steel shim. It's reusable. Clean it, put it right back. Done it 1,000 times. Okay. Okay, let's go. Taking the airbox off. Let's the top portion, which you remove to change the air filter. It's got 4 clips. Sorry, 5. That comes off. Nice and clean air filter. Replaced, just recently replaced. Grommet and a 10 mil over here. From what I can see, I don't remember. Oh, one more down there, a 10 mil. Take that off. Okay, let's put a little penetrating oil on that grommet. Slides up. Oh, she's tight. Oh, she is tight. Gosh. See if you gently wiggle it off of there. Yeah, okay. Not too bad. More crap in the way, probably. Okay. I didn't get a new upper hose. It's actually very good condition. We're gonna reuse that. And the pipe, here's the, can you see that on camera? Let me see. I think so. Here's the hose that attaches to the end of that pipe. And yeah, I can feel the pipe here, it's underneath. So, and there's a smaller water hose, probably one of the, I think one of the, I'm going to remove this hose, probably have to remove this, everything is just so rusty, man, gosh. So I'm going to work on getting this stuff out of the, yes, there it is. That nipple you saw on the hose is right there. It goes to one of the heater hoses for the throttle body. So that's gonna have to get removed. I don't have a clamp for that, so that clamp is pretty rotted. I'm gonna put a screw clamp on there, which I have in stock. Yeah, so there it is right there, behind this harness block. So I'm going to attempt to get this thing out of here. Gotta move some stuff around. You'll see, let me grab the pipe, let me show you here. Here's the pipe, right? There's the nipple, sorry, that's the nipple, which is, you lay this down approximately where it is. Yep, right there, exactly, right there. You see that? See how it's laid out? Let me see on camera, okay. Yeah. So this pipe is under here, and it goes around, and there's the nipple right here, approximate area. And there is a bolt that holds this down, somewhere down there. We're gonna have to get that out. So I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way. Gonna get the upper hose off for more access. And see if I could move this thing around to get to it, to get to this, the bolt of that pipe and get it out. Boy, everything's so compact, huh? All right, so I did a little digging. As you can see where I'm focused on. Just to the right of the EGR valve, there is it gonna focus? There is the bolt, which holds, that's the pipe. It's not that hose, it's this hose, this pipe, which is much better. Don't think I'm gonna have to remove this. I could try and get something on that rusty bolt. Why won't this thing focus? There we go. That rusty bolt. And get it off. Hope it doesn't snap off. Looks like that's the bolt holding this thing in there. It's slipped in. And then we could just slip it out once I clear out some room here with the throttle body and everything. And get it out over there. But that's gonna be it for me. Oh, there you are. That's gonna be it for me tonight. It's late, as you can see. I got a late start today, so I'm going to pack up a little bit, clean everything up, and I'll see you in the morning. Okay, I lied for a second. I'm still here. I just took that hose off. What'd I do? Squeeze the clamp, slid it off. Clamp is a little surface rust, still good, gonna reuse it. Lifted up the, got a flathead screwdriver, lifted up, went under there, lifted up a little bit, shot some WD in there, and worked the screwdriver around and grabbed the channel locks, grabbed it, cracked it loose, slipped it out. Everyone's happy. Oh, come on. I wanted to show you this. Where is it? There it is. I got the mirror set up so you could see that. So you could see, let me get this, hold on a second. Well, it's there it is. There's the mirror. Let's go down in there. Pink. Okay, that is the bolt that's rotted, and the bracket slips underneath this piece. There's a bracket that holds this, but that rotted bolt right there holds the bracket that holds the loom in and holds that in it because it slips. It slips inside. So, a part of me wants to stay and try and get that bolt out. And it's 10 mil that's rotted, so it's probably going to be try and hammer a 3/8 American over that and see if it cracks loose. Hopefully the head doesn't snap off. If the head snaps off, then oh boy, problems. God, I hate rusty shit. Oops. Sorry, I cursed again. It's really late and I'm really tired. Okay. Now I'm going home. Now I'll see you in the morning. Okay, I lied again. I'm still here. That's exactly what I did. 1/4 inch drive extension, 3/8 American, hammered it on there. Look at that. Oop, it cracked loose. It cracked loose. I need 2 hands for this. I'm holding the camera with the other one. It cracked loose. It's gonna spin out. Now I'm happy. Now we go home and we have a bourbon and we kiss our wife. Good night. See you in the morning. Good morning. It's the next day here. Ready bright and early. Well, not too early. Ready to start the next process. Continue on this car. Where we left off was the rotted bolt that holds down that wire loom and holds down the pipe. Used a 3/8 quarter drive socket and tapped that in there, and then was able to crack that loose. And that's where I left it last night, and that's where I went home. Here we pick it up again this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out, and then I'll try and set this up and see if we can wiggle this pipe, get this pipe out of here. And we have so much work to do. It's not even funny. So much work to do. Let's just get after it. Got the bolt out. Here's what it looks like. Yeah, it's pretty rotted. It's about a 3/8 bolt now. It's not a 10 mil anymore. All right, now I'm gonna set you up down here. We're gonna remove the heater hose. I already pulled a couple of hose clamps back. We're gonna remove the heater hose, the pipe. Pipe's bolted right there, and it sneaks up around. There's a nipple on it which has, all of my bemoaning, I guess, is that a word? Of taking the throttle body lines off. I had to take them off anyway, get this throttle body out of the way, and just swing it up here and make room. So let's let me get set up for that. Okay, got set up as best as I can. Now, got that, I showed you, got that rotted bolt out. Looks like the only hold down is right here. 12 millimeter, rusty. Okay, a whole bunch of noise. Let's try that. Hey, what do you nay? What do you nay? What do you say? Got it out. Okay. Yeah. No, what's this? Stuck. Let's give the rot a little shot. We got new hose, remember? So we're just gonna cut this off. Cut that off. Excuse me. peel them off. Your screwdriver, peel them apart. Okay, so. Okay, it's a horrible spot. That's why we're changing this thing. Don't want to go in here and do it again. Excuse me, got a bug in my throat today. Goodness. Oh, look at that. That was an explosion waiting to happen. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Trying to lift it out of there. A piece of the pipe is still in there. That would have been nice, huh? Nice road trip. All of a sudden, all right. Let me fiddle with this thing. Basically, we're just gonna, finagle to get this thing out of here. Probably got to remove the upper hose. No big deal. Get the clamp right there. Slide it back, make some room to get this thing out of here. All right, let me go and do that. Let's see if we can attack this housing. So yeah, the shorties, which we have brand new. Come on. Come off or break, I don't care. Just get off. Stuck in my socket. Hold on there, people. Tap this out of here. Okay. Ooh, let's see what this does. Okay, that's not good. I know, why are you using electric tools? Still beat by hand. I don't want destruction. Get off. Okay. Oh, where's my bucket? There we go. I'm gonna break it off. No, that's tight. Plan B, try and go in from, get these bolts that hold in the rear housing to the block. Probably gonna have not much luck with this either. That's a good sign. This one back here. Okay. Lovely. Another great spot. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Eureka! My bolt, here it is. Removed our Euro style connector off the lower hose and cleaned it up. Some silicone spray. The O-ring looks perfect. I do not have one here. I did not order it. I'm going to reuse the old O-ring. You could disagree. If it leaks, I'll deal with it down the road, but I don't think it's going to leak. I think it's going to be just fine. And if I'm doing this to my car, I don't see an issue with this. So it's cleaned up, a little silicone spray. It's going to go back in after the radiator's in. Okay, I went ahead and started cleaning. You can see, used a wire brush and everyone's favorite chemical, brake cleaner. And now I'm just trying to get in there. Just cleaning the back with the carbide scraper. These things are incredible. You want to keep the blade flat. You don't want to. These things will gouge aluminum real easy. Here, I'm not even paying attention. So I'm not gonna use emery cloth. I'm not gonna use definitely not gonna use a whiz wheel. You know, even with a reusable disc and aluminum, I could, but this is coming off nicely. It's coming out nice and smooth. Then I'm gonna hit it down with a little brake cleaner, and we're ready to go back together. Okay. Okay, I went ahead and got 3 new bolts for the fan. This is the original. This is one of the original ones of the holds the fans in. Cleaned it up. This is the only good one. Got 3 new used ones. I have new ones, but I wanted to use the ones with the washers built in. Got them all the same size. This will be perfect. Those 4. Got a new bolt for the water pipe bracket. As you can see, this is the old one. Got a nice new used one. Great condition. Perfect. And remember that one we had to tap the 3/8 socket on the top bracket? That's the old one. Got a new used one for that. Beautiful. So we're ready to put those bolts in. Okay, we just tighten the bracket and we are tightening the last bolt on this pipe with our new bolt. That's it right there. There we go. Beautiful. All done and secure. Let's get the heater hose on there. I got the radiator in. The fans are bolted in. I left the upper hose off so I could have a little... I was gonna leave the radiator out to do the alternator and stuff over here, but I figured, you know, I just want to get the radiator in. It won't be too difficult to remove that. There's more room now with the radiator back. I wanted to get this thing in the car. As you can see, I reused the old clamps. I took them off and I wire wheeled them, and it's only surface rust. These are really strong and real springy. So I didn't want to use screw clamps on here. So use the originals on the upper hose. Upper hose is in great condition. Everything is attached. The pipe. When we pick the car up, we'll look at it from underneath. But you saw me. But everything's all back together. The new pipe, thermostat housing, everything is all done. Manifold is all bolted in, all torqued down. Now we're going to focus on. I'm going to leave this like this. I'm going to leave the nose off, and now we're going to, on part 2 of the while you're in there stuff, I really wanted to change the water pump. We're going to do the water pump. We're going to change the alternator. We're going to replace that mount right there. We're going to put a fresh belt on here. This one's seen better days. And that's what we're going to do. And here we go. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work. Filming this is really tight. Wow. That's just spinning the whole bracket. I guess I'll just keep the camera rolling and see what I could do when I edit this down. So you guys can see. Hopefully it keeps your interest. But this looks like a real pain in the butt right here. You know? I can clamp this down. I don't want this. I don't want that bracket. I don't want that bracket to pretzel. There we go. How about this one? Okay, that came off. Good. That's the one that was twisting. I have to remove all of this. Gonna make a big power steering mess, I believe. What else is new? Gonna make a mess. Gonna make a mess. Oh yes, gonna make a mess. Gotta remove the power steering pump reservoir out of the way. Remember, if you don't know already, Honda and Acura use their own power steering fluid. So if you go to the auto parts store and buy power steering fluid for your Honda or Acura, you have to make sure it says for Honda and Acura vehicles. Because anything else won't work. After a while, it will deteriorate the internals of the rack and pinion and the power steering pump. So make sure you always use Honda approved fluid, which you can find at any auto parts store, but it has to say for Honda and Acura vehicles. Make a mess. Oh yes, going to make a mess. Look at me, I didn't bring a bolt to put in there. Jeez. So, got a little pig mat here. This stuff is wonderful. It really is. Okay, that should work. Let's tuck this guy out of here. Bracket off. Easy. What we got? 17. So I think these are all 17s. Let's go take the dog bone out. This is the dog bone. The main mount is right here. That's what I'm replacing. Oh yeah, 17. Isn't it? Yes, sir. That nut break off on the bottom. It's a welded nut, and I think it broke. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Now I got problems. Now I got problems. Didn't expect that. First time it ever happened to me. Working on these CRVs. That's exactly what happened. The welded nut underneath broke. So, what am I gonna do? I don't know. Take apart the mount. I'm gonna put a floor jack and a block of wood under the oil pan. Don't worry, it's okay. The oil pan's made of aluminum. It's not gonna crease a compressor or anything. To hold the engine up. And if I can get this out of the way with this here, maybe I can get to the bottom of it, hopefully, hold it, maybe with some vice grips or something, get that nut out, get this out of the way, and then re-tack weld that nut back on. More work I didn't plan on. Not happy right now, that's for shit sure. I don't even know what kind of video this is gonna turn out to be. Just been a fight the entire time. Can't get the right lighting, can't get the right angles. Let's see. Well, let me go put a floor jack under there and get ready. We got here. Let me, you know, I'm gonna shoot some penetrating oil because it makes me feel good. I should say it makes us feel good. And an extension. I think those two back there should be 17 also. Oh no, it's bigger. 19? Okay. All right. Oh, here we go. Going down. A little lift. Okay. Let's get the longer extension. I hope this snakes out of here. I don't know if it's going to. There's a big problem for me now. Big problem. A ground strap on there. Look at this horrible mess. Really nowhere to go. That thing really screwed me over. Uh-huh. That's good. Okay. I don't want to break the dog bone. Dog bone is in good shape. I'd have to remove the headlight to get this thing out because there is no other room because of this. That's what we have to do. Mother Fletcher. Okay. Well, there it is. There's the mount. Didn't expect this to do this extra work here, but hey, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, I guess. I don't know. Let's just get this out of here so make some room. Everything just rusted. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Did I get this one? Yes. I got this one, yes. One left back here. There's 4 of these 14mm heads. Okay. I wonder how many are still watching this video. I appreciate you. I really do. Oh, that's good. There you go. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I got you guys kind of set back. I got it blown up. Might be a little grainy on your screen, but you could see the there's the broken welded nut. I'm going to heat that up. That's my plan. I'm going to heat it up. Then I'm going to shrink it with some cold water. Then I'm going to put the vice grips on there. Then I'm going to blast it off with the impact gun. And hopefully it should spin right out. Let's give it a whirl. What's gonna do? Let's see what it does. All right. It worked. Goodness. Yeah, this mount is still good. I just want to point out that that is not a welded nut down there. That's a captured nut. It's a captured nut that's designed to sit in the cavity and move around. You need a little bit of movement when you're tightening, when you're lining that. See, that's why the top piece is oval. It's not round. So you can adjust it so it would fit properly. That dog bone will fit on top of the engine mount properly. So I can't weld this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the threads on the bolt. Where is it? Oh, clean the threads on the bolt. I'm going to hold the bottom. I'm going to run the bolt up and down through there with some WD-40. Clean the threads up. That way, when I put the mount back and put the bolt back in, I could just zip it down. It should catch, and the bottom of the bolt, when it reaches the surface here, will catch. It'll start to tighten up, and I'll be able to impact it down, and that'll be that. I'll put a little anti-seize on here so that doesn't happen again. So yeah, can't weld that. This nut has to move around. It has to move around this way, back and forth. See, I can't turn it by hand, but with the impact gun, I was forcing it through. This that captured nut has tits on either side of it, which prevents it from rotating inside the cavity. So we'll just have to. Just wanted to show you that. We'll just have to make do, and it should work out fine. That's the mount, the dog bone, which is in good shape. The rubbers are great, and over here is I'm getting caught on everything here. Here's the complete mount. Comes with that bracket from Honda. That's why I love Honda. And this is the old one. And if you can see, quite collapsed. So I'm just getting a little vibration inside the car. So, and this is original. So I'm glad I'm replacing it. It did collapse about 2.5 inches. Okay, so just wanted to show you that to you. And now we are going to carry on with the belt tensioner, alternator, and water pump, and belt. Let's get this belt off. Get your 14 and go clockwise. Belt has had it. Deep grooves. See, belts like these belts don't really crack anymore. They crack when they've been in there forever. When they really start to wear, the V grooves, they start to widen up. And this has been on the car a long time. Next, we get the power steering pump out of the way. Got two 12mm bolts holding it in. Oop, don't fall. Got one there. Got one here. We're gonna get this car finished before dark. Okay. Let's move the light yet again. Can you see? Is it blinding you? Okay, not too bad. Let's move this, and let's try and sneak it through the AC line here. Come on. Lay it on top, like so. We got 3 bolts holding the tensioner in. Let's crack those loose. Does it make noise? Oh, you hear that? I knew I heard something. Good thing we're changing that. That's original. I have no service records for that. And that is noisy as hell. Did I get the middle? I did. I forget. Let's zip that out. Out you go. Okay, that's gone. What we got now? We got our alternator. Let me get this alternator out of the way. Let me get this thing out of here. Okay, got you in a better position, I think. If you're doing an alternator on a 2007 to 2011 CRV, you do not have to pull the headlight out. Okay, you're going to have to pull the engine mount out. You're going to have to pull the power steering pump out. You're going to have to pull the belt tensioner out. Then you can get to this, and you can wiggle this thing out. And just, as they say in the manuals, reverse procedures to install. So, just want to, I have more room here this way because I got the headlight out. I had to get the headlight out, as you know, because I had to pull that mount out to make room to get to everything. I'm just glad it's working out so far. I don't know what other hiccups we're going to run into. I hope none. I hope none. I just want to finish this job. Let's get this connector off. Now you got the positive battery feed right there, which we're gonna get that off once we get this alternator out, and we can turn it and wiggle it and get to that back there. All 12 millimeter. Let's crack these loose. There's 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top right there. We'll spin these out if there's enough room. There would be enough room, you ding dong, if you left the fans out and the radiator out. I think there's still enough room. There's still enough room. Number 3. Let's crack that. Can you see? I hope so. Oh, wait. Oh. Where do we have a clip back there? Harness clip on the alternator? Yeah. I don't want to break it. You could see it. Well, can you see it? You point it right there. Yeah, it's a squeeze. You squeeze it, pull it out from the, let me get the light. You can see that, right? We're going to squeeze that and then it pulls through. The slot is like oval shaped. Are we having fun yet? You guys bored out of your skulls? You guys still watching? I'm impressed. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, out she goes. We didn't break it. Let's pull this bad boy out of here. What do we got? Well, here's the new pump. Before we go and take out the old pump, the new pump comes with the pulley attached to it, and you can see it's got holes in it. Why does it have holes in it? Because you have to turn the pulley so you can get to the bolt holes. You have 3 on top, which are easy to get to, because it sits in the car like this, pretty much. And this part is down. I'll show you here. There's the 3 on the top. There's the pulley. Lower it all the way down, pick the car up, and just get to those 3 bolts up in the air. And then lower it down and get to those, pop the pump off, clean it up, put the new one on. And as they say in the manuals, reverse procedures to install. Okay, as you can see, I got the car up in the air. The motor is all the way down. It's resting on the frame because the mount is out. That's what you need to do for the bottom 3, as you can see right there. There's 1, 2, and without dropping my 3 right there. 1, 2, 3. Get these 3 out down here. Drop the car back down. Jack it back up with the floor jack, and then get the top 3, and then get the pump out. So 3. I'll meet you on top. We are back on top. 3 bolts on top. Gonna run all the bolts on the wire wheel. Touch of anti-seize on them. What we got here? There we go. Look at that. Look at the corrosion there. This is RAA. Yep, this is original Honda. Let's clean that up. Break up the carbide scraper. Carbide scrapers are wonderful. You just have to be careful with these on aluminum. As I said before, you gotta keep it flat. You only want to take off the crud. You don't want to gouge the aluminum. It's real easy to. These things are sharp. You never want to use a one of those 3M brown discs on aluminum, because you will damage the surface. You'll make it wavy. It won't seal. If you don't have a carbide scraper, you could use, if there's room, you could use one of 3M's reusable cookies that go on an angle grinder. We have the white, gold, and green, which I believe is a 80 grit, 100 grit, 120 grit, safe for aluminum. Or you can use sandpaper and WD-40, maybe some 220. Get this clean, brake cleaner, clean this away. Everyone's favorite chemical, brake cleaner. Now let me finish this off, get it clean. I'm ready for the new. All right, she's all clean. All nice and clean. Ready for the new pump to go back. So this is the alternator bracket. This is the bracket that houses the alternator and the water pump. Water travels through it. This is on the other side. It goes into, like I said before, into the thermostat housing. So this is where the water goes through and circulates into the block and circulates through to the heads, everything else, and so forth. So just wanted to show you that. Now we have the new pump over here next to the old pump, the crusty old ready to leak pump, which I'm glad we're changing this. Okay, let's get this out of here. The gasket, it's a captured gasket, which means it fits inside and it locks into the little grooves here, around here, here, there. What I like to do is I'll stick it in there, but sometimes captured doesn't always mean captured on this style of captured gasket. It might want to come out and flop out a little bit. So if you have a little petroleum jelly, you know, some Vaseline or something, you dab it around the cavity, push the gasket in so it won't harm the seal. Trust me, done it a million times. It'll keep the gasket from falling out. So that's probably what we're gonna do. Then after the pump gets installed, it's gonna be hopefully warp speed, putting everything back together. You saw extensively me take this apart. I hope I was transparent enough and showed you everything you need to see. Probably likely going to put a time lapse going back together like I did the pipe and the thermostat and everything. We still have the trans filter to put on and the bottom and such. Let's get the pump inside, and then we will carry on to put this car back together. Just wanted to show you. I did add the Vaseline in the cavities. Pushed it down in there. It's not going anywhere. So I should have no issues of the gasket falling out trying to put it in the car. Okay, got the bolts. Got all the bolts cleaned up from the wire wheel. Gonna dab some anti-seize on them, and in the car it goes. Here we are. After all that, we got the mount in. Obviously, we'll start back. We did the water pump, alternator, power steering pump is in, belt tensioners in. I messed up. I put the belt tensioner in after the mount. I should have done it before. It would have been a lot easier. Wasn't that bad. Got the tensioner in, all 3 bolts nice and tight. Mount, belt. So we're all set here. What we have left to do is obviously we have to put the light back on, the headlight, upper radiator hose, lock that down, put the clamps and brackets back on the top here for the condenser and the radiator. And we have to pick this thing up, install the lower hose and the transmission filter And I believe that's all. And then just buttoning this thing back up, filling it with antifreeze, starting it up. And that's it. And I'm going to finish this tonight. And yeah, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. Thank you all for watching, who's still watching. Appreciate that. And let's keep going. Here's the view from underneath. We're about to tackle this ATF filter. This is really bad, really rusty. We'll see what I can do with that. Here's a view of the underneath. The thermostat housing. You can see some of the pipe in the background there. It's kind of dark. Just want to show you that. We're on the home stretch here. We're just buttoning up. Still have to just attach the lower hose and have to attach the lower hose and the transcooler lines to the radiator. Replace the filter, fill it up, start it up, and put the nose back on. Spray down the squeeze clamps, some silicone spray. See if we get those off of there. Squeeze clamps are still in good shape. They're really strong. I'm gonna leave this one on here. Yeah, comes right off. Okay. Into the bucket, and now let's see if we could crack that loose. Okay, I'm gonna bring this to the bench and see what I can do getting this bracket off of this filter. Okay, that was uneventful. I did it off camera. I put a, same method as up top for that pipe. Just had to hammer in a 3/8 socket. Came off really easy. I put a new used 10 millimeter bolt in here. Everything went smoothly. Just gonna throw it back in the car and gonna reattach the all the hoses, the tranny hoses, the lower radiator hose. Gonna knock that out real quick off camera because you saw me take it apart. Same thing going back together. And then I'm gonna bring this thing down, fill it with antifreeze, start it up, check the charging system, and button this thing up and call it a day. There we go. We're all hooked up. Training lines are hooked up. So the squeeze clamp, 2 different part number clamps for the lower hose. The one that does not lock, the one that cannot lock, goes to the thermostat housing. The one that has the lock on it, it comes shipped. You know, it comes in the bag unlocked, goes to the radiator side. So they were the right clamps. Everything's hooked up. We are officially done under here. We are done on the top. I already added some power steering fluid for Honda and Acura, of course. I'm going to add this back in. I'm gonna use the vacuum tool to put the antifreeze in, so there is no no air bubbles, no bleeding. It just fill it up and go. So feels good to be 95% done. Throwing the antifreeze in the bucket, holding the pickup tube down and keep it submerged. Going to use the vacuum device. Get the antifreeze in there. I already poured in the old antifreeze that was in the bucket. I'm going to add some fresh to it because I don't want this thing to run dry before it fills up all the way. That should be more than enough. Okay. And you want to pinch off your overflow because you don't want vacuum pulling out of there. You want the system to seal. Put it down to 30 inches. Make sure everything is not leaking. We don't want to see that gauge drop before I start putting antifreeze in it. It's holding. Yeah, she's holding steady. Let me get on the other side. No more vacuum. That's all it takes. You want to feed it in slow. Yeah, she hasn't moved. Needle's good. Okay, here we go. Just crack it a little bit. Boom. You want to do it nice and easy. You don't want to fill it up fast. I want to make sure it all goes in there. This is a great way to do it if, you know, the majority of the engine, the antifreeze in the engine is out, the radiator is completely empty, the hoses are fairly empty. Then you can do this. And doing it this way, like I said, once you start it up, you can put the cap right on, fill up the overflow, and you don't have to worry about bleeding the system, air bubbles or anything like that. You could use this at home too if you have a you know, a small air compressor. You find these on Amazon. I got this from my Mac dealer. It's not a Mac. I forgot what brand it is. It's not that expensive. It's probably like 115 bucks for this thing. And we're down to 15 inches of vacuum. Just add a little bit more. Just always watch the level of the antifreeze. You don't want the you don't want to run dry. We're almost full, as you can see. Sorry, people. We're almost full. I believe that is it. Yep, antifreeze is right at the top. You can see that? Yeah, it's right there. I'm gonna top it off a little bit more and top off the overflow. And we're gonna fire this bad boy up. Stay tuned. Okay, it's all topped off. Radiator cap is on it. The door is open. I'm gonna start her up. Need the keys first. It's been a long day, people. Quiet. Steering anyway. No lights. No lights on the dash. Does sound quieter than before, I'm gonna tell you. Good job done. Good job well done. Okay. Okay, what a long day this has been. Very happy right now. I'm very tired. Looking good. No, I didn't forget that. I remembered. Just gotta put the nose back on. Drive home. Thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. This little comprehensive cooling system overhaul. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? Just click it. It's free. And click the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Your feedback and many of you and your support is really overwhelming. This is just, you know, I'm really humble. This is something I've always wanted to do. I hope to continue doing so in the future. So please subscribe. Please share it. Share the video. And I don't know what else to say, but thank you so much for watching. And next video after this should be on this CRV here, the water leak in the spare tire well, which is really driving me insane. The mildew smell is coming back. It's back, and we're gonna tear apart the back and tackle that and find out where that's coming from. So stay tuned for that. Stick around for that. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.